Hello everybody and welcome to another stream. Oh, actually I did forget to do something, didn't I? 1 second, I know I'm already late. I had some technical issues as per usual, but let me sort the overlay out here real quick. It'll just take me 2 seconds. In the meantime, you guys can admire the beautiful boundless Faro Airport that we are departing from today. Alrighty, almost there. My apologies, guys. There we are. Boom. Okay, we should be all good to go now. Alright, how you guys doing? Nice to be back streaming. Last stream of 2023. I've again tweaked some of my audio stuff, so if I'm too loud, too quiet compared to the sim, do let me know. I can adjust all of that. So today we are flying the beautiful Toliss A321 in the TAP Air Portugal colours here today. We are flying with the CFM 56 engine, so we are just the CEO variant of the A321 today, and we are flying from, as you can see, boundless Faro Airport, and we're flying to Lima Papa Mike Alpha Madeira. We'll be doing the RNAV onto runway 05 or the circle to land. Captain's only approach. So let's brief the route with you guys. I'll bring up Navigraph here onto the screen. There we are. Alright, so here we are at Faro in Portugal? In Portugal. And I'll show you some of the boundless scenery in just a second. We're parked upon the stand here. We'll be departing runway 10 on the Nart 7 Echo departure. And it's pretty much going to be a right turn straight after departure here. We do have ortho for both Faro and Madeira, and a really nice freeware airport for Madeira as well, which is in the description below, or if you type exclamation DEP or exclamation ARR, it will show you the airports for the arrival and the departure in chat. But yeah, so the arrival airport Faro is payware from Boundless, and the departure airport, the departure airport is Boundless, which is paid. The arrival airport, which is Madeira, is a free scenery from the Explain forums. So it's a pretty simple flight plan down here to Madeira. We'll be landing runway 05 on the Lidrip star, and it'll be the R9 Zulu runway 05. You can see that classic circle to land approach there. So let me reset this, and I'll move that off the screen for you guys, and let's get started. So first of all, what I want to do is show you a little bit around this airport, because this is some beautiful Boundless scenery. Boundless do currently have a sale on, I think, 35% off over Christmas, so do go ahead and check out their website. Link is in the description below. They have some great products, both X-Plane 11 and 12. So yeah, here we are at Faro. Look at that beautiful runway. Some lovely taxiway textures. Nice 3D grass. All the static aircraft here are from Traffic Global. The airport does come with a static aircraft and a non-static aircraft variant. I've gone with a non-static aircraft because I want my aircraft here to be from Traffic Global. But don't worry, they do have static aircraft as well if you want that. Look at the terminal building here. Really nicely modelled, really nice jetways. We have SAM integration as well, so VDGS and jetways here, as you can see. And yeah, all in all, beautiful, beautiful airport from Boundless as always. Alrighty, how you guys doing? Let's get some chat in the chat. And we will start the... Oh, there you go. Calum, I see your comments now. Even though you said, I don't think my comments are going through, I can see your comments now. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened the other day, but I can see them now, so that's brilliant. Alrighty, let's get this aircraft started up. So we'll go with the bats and external power. Lovely sound pack. We are using the COSP sound pack here today. Emergency exit lights can go to arm, no smoking to auto, seatbelts on. Nav and logo lights can go to the first position, wing lights on. Crew supply can go on and ground control can also go on. Put the aiders to nav so they can start aligning. Beautiful stuff. Alright. So let's let that self-test. And then let's get the weather. So I absolutely love the Toliss aircraft. Every single one of them. They are amazing. Oh, let's initialize the flight. So that's going to pull all the data from SimBrief now. And then we can get the weather and get that printed. So I do have some exciting news to share with you guys later on in the flight. A little bit of a longer flight today. Flight time of about 1.5 hours. So not too bad. But yeah, I'll be sharing some news with you during the cruise. Alright, so that's done. Let's go to weather ATIS. We can get the META printed out. We can now go to init, and as you can see, it is put everything in there. So we'll align the IRS. Let's request the winds. There we are. Go to flight plan, and there's our weather, nicely printed out. So Faro departure runway 10 on the Nart 7 Echo. There we are, Nart 7 Echo. We'll insert that. And then to Madeira, the arrival is RNAV 05 Zulu under Lidrip Star. There we are with the Via Pilim as well. So we'll insert that. And let's go ahead and check our flight plan. So immediate right turn after takeoff. And then check the flight plan all the way. Make sure there's no discontinuities. Looking good. Good stuff. Okay, so that's all looking good. Let's go to perf. Go to our tablet over here. We'll reset the weight and balance. And fuel and payload has already been inputted via SimBrief. What is the winds in Madeira? So according to this, LPMA 030 at 14 knots. So according to Navigraph, that's around a 12 knot headwind and a 4 knot crosswind from the left. So yeah, mostly headwind, so we should be okay. We'll still make for an interesting approach, that's for sure. So yeah, let's go back to the tablet here. And so wind was 040 at 6. So we'll input that in here. Oh, my phone is blocking the keyboard. Okay, I'm going to leave that like that. Right, okay, so 040 at, I believe, 5 knots, wasn't it? Oh, stop typing. 040 at 6 knots. 6 knots, beautiful stuff. Temperature 11 degrees. 11 degrees set. QNH is 1032. I know these aren't making a big difference, but that's fine. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all at Madeira. So that's all good. We'll be doing a flex takeoff today. Aircon will be on. Config 1+F. I think we're looking good. Yep. All good. Okay, so let's get the APU started whilst we're here. we are. Put that back to arc. And so we've got that stuff. Let's now uplink. So that's all correct. It was 040 at 6. And flaps 1 will request that. So for some reason in my chat, in the top right there's a sort of settings, and you can put a chat filter on, right? So top messages, or fan funding. Top messages will remove potential spam, and all messages will show everything. When I have top messages selected, which is the default, Calum, your chats are not shown for some reason. When I have all messages shown, all messages on, they are shown. So I guess YouTube thinks that your chats are spam, I guess. I don't know why, but that is an issue with YouTube side. Anyway, I can see your chats now, so we are all good. So received, it'll be a flex of 56 degrees. Let's check that, and flex 56 degrees, perfect. So let's uplink that. Perfect. And in progress, let's just put LPMA. There we are. And we don't need to put anything in the secondary flight plan for now. In reality, they would probably put... So they would probably put like something... You know what, let's just do it. We'll put LPFR to LPFR. And then they go back here, secondary flight plan, and just put in the ILS Zulu, there we are. So in case we need to return back to the airport, we have the ILS all selected here in our secondary flight plan, but we shouldn't be needing that today. We have failures turned off, of course. So QNH was 1032, perfect, that's already set. Our cruise altitude was 350, so we'll set that. There we are. And let's get the pushback tug on its way.
Ground to Cockpit.
Start pushback.
Please show me where you want to go.
And about
Ground
there.
to Cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Okay, beautiful stuff. And these jetways, by the way, do move. They will connect. Yeah, beautiful scenery from Boundless. I've been really impressed by all of Boundless scenery. So yeah, highly recommend their products. Super affordable as well. Wanted to do a flight, so I'm going to do the same one as you, Limuel. Yeah, go for it. Been an interesting approach, that's for sure. Right, so do we have anything... Oh, looking good.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
That's the point. We actually do need to close all the doors and hatches. It'd be nice if better pushback actually checked for that somehow, and sort of refused to connect. So APU, nope. Alright, so APU is started to put the bleed on. Chocks, external power can go. Let's close the cargo doors. And arm doors cross check. And you'll see they're all armed here. Lovely little stuff from Toliss, like this little menu down here. It just makes flying the aircraft so much nicer.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Right, so we're gonna quick land the ADs. But we are good to go. So let's turn the fuel pumps on now. Beacon can go on. Transponder to out off. And we'll lock the door. Beautiful stuff. Parking brake released.
Starting pushback. You may start the engine.
Yeah, the Toliss is a lot of that automatically. I'm just not patient enough to wait for the ADs to align. So I guess I set up the aircraft way too quick, but let's go with engine start. So we'll put the selector on engine ignition and we'll go for engine number 2. Probably going to be a bit hard behind. I'm still loading in. You'll be fine. You see how quickly we can load these Airbuses. Get up and running in about 10 minutes. It's so quick pre-flight. If you cruise slightly faster than me over the 1.5 hour flight, you'll make it back for sure. We'll have to do some more vacuum stuff sometime. Alright, so it sounds like engine number 2 is started, and we'll go for engine number 1. As a PTU. Hello, Art of the Chill. Lovely to have you here. How you doing, my friend? Okay, so it looks like we got a good start on both. Engine number 1 is still starting. Alright.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, so parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So we got a good start on both engines. We can kill the APU now. Also disconnect and hand signals. Good stuff. Let's put the auto brake to RTO. Doing good, man. How about you? Yeah, I'm doing good. Very good. Last stream of the year. And I can't wait to be back in 2024.
And bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Right, so it looks like they're disconnecting now. They're gonna go off to the left or to the right? They're gonna go off to the right. So we'll wait for the them to show the pin. There it is. Okay, so runway turnoffs can go on, strobes can go to auto, nose light can go to taxi. Let's turn the weather radar and predicted wind shear on. We'll arm the speed brakes. Let's go flaps 1 for takeoff. Alrighty. So what else? Looks like we're all good. Yeah, alright. Ready for taxi, so make our way to runway 10. Also here, let's take a look at the chart. So after takeoff, contact Faro approach. That's fine. So we're doing the NATA 7E. Make a left turn here. So we're doing the NATA 7E, so turn right, 276, track, incept, VFA, radial, 2582, NATA, okay, that's fine. So yeah, it's pretty much an immediate right turn. So we'll put that back down here. Lovely ground textures at this airport. Really, really nice to see. And links to both sceneries are in the description. And the sound pack, and also the aircraft. On taxi in 3 minutes. Wow. Caleb, that is insane. Well done. Some quick turnaround times. That's what the airlines want these days, isn't it? Right, so let's let the cabin know. Look at that. Beautiful scenery, beautiful aircraft. Got visual XP running. Looks absolutely amazing. With those CFM 56 engines. Ryanair would be proud. Just don't slam it into the ground at Madeira and you'll be fine. Or do, if you want to impress Ryanair, I guess. Hey George, how you doing? Yep, I completely agree. Toliss do some amazing, amazing aircraft for X-Plane. First payware I got was the A321. And everything, all the payware I've got after it has felt like a slight downgrade. Not that they're bad, you know, I like the 767, the MD-11 is really, really nice. That surprised me actually. Yeah, and all these other aircraft are great, but oh, nothing beats Toliss. There's just something about them. Looks like there's an aircraft on approach there. The A340 just got a big update as well. Dave Cat, how are you? What do you use for rudder pedals? So I'm actually using some sim racing pedals right now. So the accelerator and the clutch for left and right rudder. So they're not actual rudder pedals. Look like Ryanair. They're not actual rudder pedals, they are sim racing pedals. And the way I've got them to work is by using a Lewis script called, can I see it from here? Let's have a look. No, so I can't see from here. It's something like pedals to X-Plane is a Lewis script, and you essentially sign your left. Yeah, I can show you. So if I go here to, as you can see, my driving force racing wheel, if I assign the left toe brake to that, so that's the clutch pedal I'm pressing there, and the right pedal there is assigned to right toe brake, the script somehow, you know, changes that so that instead of toe brakes it's left rudder, right rudder, and if you press both at the same time they do actually act as toe brakes. So it works really nice actually. The only thing is upon landing, when you try and use the rudder to stay centerline, it deactivates the auto brakes because it thinks you're pressing the toe brakes. So that's a slight issue, but it's better than nothing at the moment until I upgrade some proper rudder pedals. This livery is a Neo version, but for some reason it's giving me the CFM. Yeah, I always have to change the engines manually to fit the livery. Yeah, I mean, the cabin could use a bit of an upgrade, I suppose, but in all honesty, it's not something that bothers me that much because I'm never looking at the cabin of the aircraft. Do you use a response curve? Not on my toe brakes. I do on my... Where's my... I don't on my VKB actually, but that's because I fly Airbus with the Gladiator. With the yoke, I don't have a response curve. So no, in short, I don't. Okay, this EasyJet has just appeared out of nowhere. Where did you come from? Traffic Global. An EasyJet with no landing gear has appeared in front of me. Thank you. Thank you very much, Traffic Global. That's fine. Let's get the landing lights on. Takeoff lights can go on. Transponder to TARA. I think we're ready for takeoff now. We'll wait for that EasyJet. Where's he gone? There he is. And let's make sure there is nothing on approach. Looks like we're good. We'll line up on the runway. There is a 320 on approach apparently, but I don't see it. I don't see this A320 that's apparently on approach, but we'll be hopefully gone. Maybe he's going around, I'm not sure. And I think we've got enough separation from that A320. That's the first time that Traffic Global has done something stupid to me. Never had that with Traffic Global before. Never had aircraft just popping in out of nowhere. Especially with no landing gear, but there's a first for everything, I suppose. Alright, so we will be doing a flex takeoff, so let's go up to 50%. Let those engines stabilize. There we are, and flex. Beautiful sounds. Love the sound of these old engines, or older engines. 80 knots, release forward pressure. We'll be using as much runway as we can today. V1, rotate. Oh yeah, we used as much runway as we wanted, as we could. Alright, positive rate, gear up and flyby. Beautiful, let's make that right turn now. There we are. Visual XP doing some amazing stuff with that water there. Leaving a Faro behind. So Traffic Global can make, put the first levers to climb. Traffic Global can make aircraft appear on TCAS as an option. I'll show that in just a second. I've got it disabled because apparently it messes with X-Pilot if you're on VATSIM, so I didn't want there to be any conflict. Tap livery is really nice, yeah, I really like it. Do a bit of manual flying here. Autopilot on, flaps up, disarm the speed brakes, and here we are. Ignore this line, that is just because the author tile ends, and I've not got author for this tiny little islands here, so I'll get that fixed, but that's nothing to do with the scenery, that's my end. You can see where I've got author and where I've not, so yeah, I'll get that fixed, don't worry about it. Doesn't the airport look good though? Look at that. There's that 320, that EasyJet 320, which I believe was landing. So, yeah. Does Traffic Global make... Oh, I answered that. Is Traffic Global... and is Traffic Global ERAC or just at random? Traffic Global doesn't use SIDS or stars, if that's what you're asking. They just kind of fly in the generally a sort of 10 nautical mile approach. But yeah, they don't follow SIDS or stars or anything like that, but that's not a huge issue for me. because realistically you don't really see them much in the air anyway. You'll only really see traffic global aircraft on the ground, either static or, you know, landing or taking off. So let's go standard. Oh, does it simulate IRL aircraft? No, so it's, I'm not sure where it gets the scheduling from, but it's based off a real life schedule, but it's not based off like flight radar or anything like that. So it's not live in that sense. So I'll show you here, traffic global. So there's a flight schedule here, so for Faro. So these aren't the aircraft that are flying like in real life now on flight radar or something. This is just, I guess somehow they have a database of routes and stuff. This does adjust with the time of day, so if you're flying at night, you know, you generally get less aircraft. Like Heathrow after something like 2 AM is really quiet, but if you're flying around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's really busy. So that's nice. But yeah, you can see all the scheduled arrivals and departures there. And if you click on them, it will sort of warp you to... Disney's jet just took off from Faro to London Gatwick. Oh, well, I guess we got lucky. Maybe. But yeah, it'll follow real world routes and stuff. So, you know, you can see there's a lot of Jet2, Ryanair, Aer Lingus, all of that stuff. If you go to London Heathrow, you'll have a bunch of BA aircraft. You go to Sydney, there'll be a bunch of Qantas flights. Yeah, 12 AM, yeah. So, another thing was the TCAS. Where is it? So, General here use TCAS, so I can turn that on, but apparently it has issues. I'm yet to try it, so I might give that a go. But yeah, there's all these settings. Sound. I've got mine on about half. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Quite happy with it. Brings some sort of immersion, for sure. Now we're above 10,000 foot. Let's turn off the landing lights, nose light, runway turn off lights, seatbelt signs can go off, and fly by. Lovely flyby sounds. Oh yeah, look at that. That's real nice. Yeah, Toliss, so easy to fly, so nice to hand fly as well. It's just an absolute work of art. Let's catch up on some of the comments, some of the chat here. I named the file as Leap Carder mod, but I think it's default. Yeah, I do need to get some proper rudder pedals. That's something on my list. Maybe the Thrustmaster ones or the Cytec one. Oh, I hit my mic. Sorry about that. So maybe the Thrustmaster ones or the Cytec ones. But the thing is, I mean, I guess with everything with Flight Sim, the sort of more budget-friendly ones are very cheap. And I have tried the Cytec ones, and not a massive fan. They do feel quite cheap. But there you go. To be honest, using the sim racing pedals I've got with the clutch and the accelerator works quite well, other than I don't have toe brakes. But works well for crossplane landings actually. Alright, so Logitech ones, I don't know the exact name, but I like them a lot. Yeah, the Satec Logitech ones, yeah. I always forget that Logitech bought Satec, but yeah. They're the ones I'll probably, I guess, look at. It's just the space. I don't have space. Especially when I'm back at uni, in my little uni room. I've already got a big honeycomb throttle on the way, so yeah, I'll have to see. Do they feel nice? Oh, well, that's good. Maybe that gives me a bit more hope. The ones I tried were like 8 years old, so that's probably why. Right, so the news that I had to share with you guys is that I'm really happy to announce the Drishal MAC2 YouTube channel is now part of the YouTube partnership program. So I finally got the first stage of the monetization for YouTube, and soon to come will be memberships on the channel. Obviously, absolutely not necessary. Subscribing and just being here on the streams is more than enough for me, but if you do want to you know, help support the channel, then memberships will be coming up very soon. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe when I'm back from my holiday, so early January time. Also, you guys may have noticed that now things like super chat and super thanks, and I think the other one is like super stickers or something, I've now unlocked those on the channel. So again, if you do want to support the channel, then all the features are there. But I do want to stress, absolutely not necessary. I do this completely to help, for fun. I really enjoy streaming, making videos, so yeah, just you guys being here, interacting in the chat is more than enough support for me. The yoke I really want is the Boeing one, but it's like 400. Yeah, it is very expensive, but I do have one and it is a great piece of kit. Really, really nice. If you can get like a used one on eBay or something for a bit cheaper, then for sure go for it. It makes flying any aircraft with a yoke, obviously mainly Boeings, but you know, really, really fun, and it's very different to flying with a side stick. I've always flown with a side stick. I did have the Cytec or the Logitech yoke some years back, but got rid of it fairly quick because it was horrendous to say the least. But yeah, this Thrustmaster Boeing yoke is great. It's got a really nice heavy feeling to it. There's 4 springs, and you know, they're interchangeable. I think the default was 3, but I ended up putting the extra spring in there just to get it as sort of as heavy as possible, and it feels really, really nice, actually. Really nice. I have once, when I went on holiday and being the av geek that I am, went and sat in the cockpit. Obviously every single time I go on holiday, the most exciting bit is the flight there and back. But I did go and sit in the cockpit of a 737. You know, had a look around the cockpit, didn't fly. The pilot let me sort of move the yoke, and I remember it being extremely, extremely heavy, but also in terms of size, it was smaller than what I expected, but it was really heavy. And he goes, when you're flying and there's airflow going over the control surfaces, it gets even heavier. So, but then I was quite young, so maybe it was just that. I am flying on the 737 on Thursday in just under 48 hours, or something more like 36 hours. So we'll see if we can get into the cockpit after landing and see if we can move the yoke, compare it to the Boeing one, to the Thrustmaster one even. The Boeing one has force. Oh, are you talking about the Thrustmaster one, or are you talking about something else? The Thrustmaster one doesn't have force feedback. I've got the Thrustmaster Boeing yoke. That's not got force feedback, but it is really nice. I do have the Thrustmaster one, and they work fine. Yeah, the rudder pedals, I'm guessing. Or is that the yoke that you're talking about there, George? And the Thrustmaster Airbus set. Yeah, I'm currently using the Thrustmaster Airbus throttles with the add-ons, the speed braking flaps, and it's brilliant. Yeah, no, the Thrustmaster doesn't, the Boeing yoke doesn't have force feedback. But in all honesty, when you put all 4 springs in there, it feels so heavy that it kind of almost feels like you do. But it's really, really nice. I got mine second hand. I was quite lucky with the throttle as well. And I ended up selling the throttle because I preferred the Airbus. But yeah, Thrustmaster makes some great stuff. That's for sure. Yeah, and I've never had any issues with my Thrustmaster Boeing yoke. I've only had it since about June. But either way, it's been fine. The hat switch, or the POV hat, sorry, sometimes goes a little bit weird. But generally sort of pulling it to all its extremes on the X and Y axis sorts it out, so it's not too big of a deal. Oh yeah, the Boeing yoke, Dave, yeah, so many buttons and switches, and there's those extra set of axes at the bottom. I don't use all of them. Yeah, so many. It's nice to have the option, that's for sure. I like the way it's laid out as well. You know, you got the triggers on the back, you got the hat switch, you got the buttons on either side, so it's really nice for autopilot disconnect, and then you've got the trim switches on both sides as well, which is really nice. Yeah, Boeing pack, really nice. It is very, very good. There's one on eBay for the yoke for 180. That's not too bad. Yeah, I've not seen anything cheaper than that, to be honest. As long as it's in good condition, it's not been used too much, then you should be fine. Xbox only. As far as I know, they don't make an Xbox only version, so that's probably just whoever's put it on eBay being a bit confused, because there's a switch on the back and you can switch between PC and Xbox. I don't think they do an Xbox only version. I think all of the Boeing yokes from Thrustmaster are compatible with PC. I mean, right now I'm not using the yoke. I'm using my trusty VKB Gladiator. I've had it for about 5 years. It's still going strong. Still feels as new as it did on the day I bought it. It is the best side stick I've ever had. So light, center so nice. There's no like knock, if that's the right word, in the center. You know, when you go from one extreme to the other. It's so nice. So yeah, if you're in the market for a side stick, 100% recommend the VKB Gladiator series. I think for the price, you get a really high quality product as well. And like I said, mine, I've had it for about 5 years and used it, before I had the yoke, I used it for all of my flying, and that includes IO2, so a bit of combat, so really thrashing the stick around, obviously civilian stuff, GA, and it just works. Yeah, the G920 is for both. I've got a G29, which I think is the same, but the PS4 version, isn't it? But either way, I use that on PC. Both pedals, stick and throttle set. Ah, yeah. Nice. Nice, George. That's a solid setup there. The Boeing throttles are nice as well. I mean, I had a chance to test it out when I got them. I think they were pretty good. It's a bit strange that there's only 3 axes. But, you know, if you get 2, put them together, you got a nice 6-axis throttle quadrant there. But I do prefer the Airbus Thrustmaster Airbus throttles, just because you've got the detents for when you do want to fly Airbus. You've got flap detents, speed brake detents if you want them, the master switches, parking brake, all of that stuff. But then on the Boeing throttle, you do have the autopilot control as well, which is really nice. So it's just personal preference, I guess. 3D printed slots for the flap settings with setting gauges. Perfect. Yeah, that's really great. 3D printing is so amazing. I mean, the stuff that you can make with a 3D printer and some CAD knowledge. When I get my honeycomb throttle, I'm planning to make some flap inserts. So I've got some Airbus and Boeing flap detents. I did see some online, but they all sort of make it so that you can't use one of your axes. So if I wanted to fly a 747, for example, I'd have to sacrifice 2 of my engine levers. So yeah, I'm planning to sort of make my own detents and 3D print them. But yeah, that's really great, George. Seen a Boeing yoke in eBay 4000. Is that a Thrustmaster one? I know on eBay people really overprice stuff. I mean, the mini FCU stuff that just came out, I've seen them on eBay for like 400 or 500, which is ridiculous. Go for another flyby. Oh yeah, lovely. And guys, if you are enjoying this stream, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads or live streams. It would be very much appreciated. We're getting very close to 800 subscribers. I think we're about 2 away. So that was my goal for the year, hit 800 subscribers before the end of the year, so we've just about hit that. So thank you very much to you guys. And I can't wait for next year, some interesting stuff coming on the channel, hopefully. There's our cruise altitude, and we're about 240, maybe 250 nautical miles away from our top of descent. Yeah, I mean, flight sim hardware recently, we've gotten a lot more options in the last couple of years. I mean, I know when I started with X-Plane, this was when X-Plane 10 was the main sim. Yeah, the only real options were like some of the Cytec stuff, which was not the best. You know, the yoke, the throttle was not brilliant. We didn't really have any of this Thrustmaster stuff back then. No VKB. We had Yoko. Yoko made some amazing yokes and stuff, but those were like well over £1,000. But they were some really good, top quality stuff. So it's nice that we have this mid-range stuff from Honeycomb and Thrustmaster. Some nice quality products, which aren't too expensive. Still expensive, but not too expensive. So in terms of the memberships on the channel, I'm thinking of having maybe 2 tiers, something like that. Have one for something like 99p, just if you want to support the channel, you know, and then we'll have maybe something for like $4.99 where you get some more perks, such as member-only live streams every month. That's one thing I plan to do. Some nice member-only live streams. Of course, we'll have member-only polls, and members will be able to decide more of my routes and, you know, what aircraft I fly on all my live streams. I'm gonna set up a member-only section on my Discord, just for members as well, so members can chat and interact with other members. So yeah, we're getting there with the channel. Really happy with its growth. But of course, regular streams, I also have streams, polls, videos, all of that for non-members, so don't worry. Perfect copy of the flap lever, great spring-loaded release. Wow, that is one thing I really wish the Thrustmaster Airbus quadrant had, because the flap lever you can just move whenever you want, right? You don't need to like pull up the release, the spring-loaded release. So I can't wait to do what you've done essentially, and get a nice mechanism like that 3D printed for the honeycomb. I think it'll make a ton of difference. But hey, George, you clearly know your way around some CAD software and 3D printing, so that's really great. The honeycomb configurator takes a bit of a learning curve, but once you figure it out, it works great. It took me a while to get all the LED lights to work on the Zibo. Yeah, I've heard the LEDs are a bit of a pain sometimes to get working, especially with X-Plane and maybe some payware or freeware aircraft even. But yeah, we'll see. When I get the honeycomb throttle, I'll do a video on it, on what I think of the setup, and we'll get it working. I've not used a honeycomb configurator because I've never had a honeycomb product before, so yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. Looks like the winds in Madeira are still the same. 12 knot headwind, 4 knot crosswind from the left, so still looking pretty good. Nice calm approach into Madeira. You sound pretty computer literate. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, my dad's actually in IT. That's his job, so I've learned a lot from him. The Bravo is really nice. Yeah, I've been looking for one for ages. I didn't want to get one brand new because it was, you know, out of my budget. I think it's priced fairly okay. £250 for it is not bad. I just didn't have that kind of money, so I've been waiting for a decent second-hand one. So can't wait to get it open, set it up in X-Plane. Should be pretty good. And one thing I'm really excited for is that big clunky landing gear lever. That'll be really nice. Just need to replace the levers / handles with 3D. Yeah, I've already started looking at those. Looked at online ones. Might try and 3D print some of my own, especially for the flaps and the speed brakes. The best of Thrustmaster now is that they use optical potentiometers to know where at use. Yes. Talking of side sticks, I saw the new Velocity 1 HOTAS that they've been teasing, and I'm not sure what to think because I've not used a Velocity 1 flight stick ever. I've seen reviews, but I've never used it. And this new HOTAS kind of seems to be more aimed towards maybe space sims or the gamer rather than someone who's really into flight sims, because there's a lot of RGB going on, a lot of lighting, which, yeah, looks nice, that's fine, but it's not the primary function of it. And also I've heard that it's just using regular potentiometers, you know, contact potentiometers, which will wear, you know, that's not the best. And for the price point, I really think there should be, you know, Hall effect sensors at the very least. I mean, my VKB, which I bought 5 years ago, that was £150 just for the stick, and that's got Hall effect sensors, I believe, and you know, they've not worn out at all. It still feels great. The springs haven't worn out, the cams haven't worn out. It still feels the exact same as the day I bought it. So yeah, I think, not sure about the Velocity 1 HOTAS just yet. Seems like some parts might be cheaped out on a little bit, but we'll see. We can't judge the product until it's here. I got mine on sale for $299 US. That's not bad at all. I'm not sure what the prices are like in the US. I know in the UK, we can get them brand new here from, you know, like Amazon for about £250. Throttles and reversers are too small and cheap. Yeah, I've heard the same thing from reviews and stuff. It's a shame. I think the quadrant itself is very good, but I think the throttle handles could have been improved quite a lot. Use it now for over 2 years, no wear at all. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Hall effect sensors, optical potentiometers, that's the way to go. I think unless you're making a really cheap budget product, it's not worth using anything else, to be honest. Gotta love the X-Plane camera system. Yeah, I think the Thrustmaster products are priced quite fairly. And you know, they're not cheap at all. They're not cheap feeling, is what I meant to say. They're not cheap feeling at all. Like, yeah, okay, they are. You're gonna know when you're hands-on with one. It's not the most expensive piece of hardware in the world, but I think they feel quite solid for the price. I mean, I've had my Thrustmaster quadrant for quite a while now, maybe 2 years, and still going strong. Absolutely nothing wrong with it ever. It is on the smaller side, but that could also be a positive if you're struggling for desk space or anything like that. Thrustmaster stuff is definitely pretty good. Lovely. Those clouds, they look real nice. So I'm hoping that my Visual XP review will come out fairly soon on xplanereviews.com, and also a video maybe tomorrow. So look out for that one. Visual XP, a great add-on. Really enjoyed using it. Yeah, absolutely, George. Yeah, you can go for the perfect size, and there's a different price tag. Yeah. You know, not everything has to be scale, you know, to the sizing of the real aircraft. At the end of the day, it's a flight sim meant for home simulators. Just depends how seriously you take it. If you want to scale thrust levers, for example, then you can get those. You can get smaller ones. It's pretty good. As an old Airbus jockey, I'm happy. Oh, you used to fly Airbus aircraft. That's great. What do you fly? It's great to have a real Airbus pilot on the stream. You'll have to tell me how I'm doing. And yeah, I mean, if real Airbus pilots are happy with the product, then there's no reason I shouldn't be. A321. Ah, I picked the perfect aircraft for today then. What else did you fly then throughout your career? Dream to fly. Yeah, I have to say I'm a big Airbus fan. I do like the Boeings, but there's something about these Airbus aircraft. I find learning the systems really interesting, hence why I got the Toliss. At uni, we actually studied the Airbus fly-by-wire system. It's so interesting. All the different things that go into it is ahead of its time. It really was when it came out. Enjoy the Toliss so much. I'm glad. It is. Every time I jump back in a Toliss aircraft, everything feels so easy. Everything works so well. You know, I think the user experience that you get from a Toliss aircraft is second to none in X-Plane. I mean, it's just little things like, you know, we've got the AFB here. We've got these menus here. These menus here. That one's not going to show because we're flying, but, you know, the fact that I don't have to go into this menu to get the ground services, get the doors closed, just adds to the immersion. It really does. Used to fly Boeing before stepping over to Airbus was a giant leap forward. Ah, so you've had the best of both. Which Boeings did you fly? Yeah, I mean, look, I want to be an airline pilot, and I would love to fly at some point an Airbus and at some point a Boeing, because I really want to experience, you know, both sides of the coin. You know, the hand flying from a Boeing, but the ease and all the systems and all the technology of the Airbus. Not much scenery to look at today, just flying over some ocean. but the scenery that I've got installed for Madeira comes with custom mesh, and it's really nice. I bought the Toliss last Christmas on sale, but then discovered Zeebo and haven't taken it out of the hangar yet. I think they have a Neo update. Yeah, so the Toliss A321 does have a Neo add-on as well. And then in, what was it, March or April this year, they brought out the A320 Neo as well. But yeah, the Zeebo, since I have been flying on X-Plane, that was the only plane I flew airliner-wise until I got the Toliss this summer. So yeah, I've been flying the Zeebo for what, 4 or 5 years? Since X-Plane 11 came out, I think. Or whenever the Zeebo sort of started gaining traction. So that has a very special place in my heart. Zeebo is amazing. The stuff that Zeebo does for free is insane. You know, that is a payware worthy aircraft. That is for sure. So yeah, the 737 was the first aircraft I learned to fly on X-Plane, with the Zeebo mod of course. All the cockpit operation so much more logical and no nonsense of pulling switches all the same time. Dark cockpit concept is so relaxed. Yeah, I do like the dark cockpit. I like being able to look at the overhead panel and go, yep, everything looks good. It's so much easier. I mean, you saw how quick we started this aircraft up. That was like, what, 10-15 minutes until we were ready for pushback. Did you say you're a pilot or want to be? I want to be a pilot. So I'm a student PPL pilot at the moment. So I'm just doing my PPL. And then once I finish my university degree, I'll then hopefully go to a proper flight school, get my, you know, ATPL, all the stuff I need for airline. So there's an aircraft here in front of us. Yeah, so get everything I need to go and be an airline pilot. So yeah, that's a dream. Started early. Getting my medical was an absolute pain. So in the UK we have class 1 and class 2 medicals. Those are the two main. I went for a class 2, which is just PPL. It won't cover me to be an airline, but I can do that once I'm ready. So I went and did a class 2 medical with the CAA, and it took me 18 months to get that medical because I had to do test after test after test. So yeah, that delayed things a little bit, but we're there now. Very excited to start. And hopefully bring some stuff I learned from real world flying over into my sim flying. You know, there's only so much I can learn in the simulator, especially GA. No sim is ever gonna fly like the real thing, but at least I can learn procedures and stuff like that. Very good, stick with it. I'm a PPL pilot in the US. Oh, thank you very much, Dave, that's great. Do you know Flight Deck to Sim? Not personally, but I do watch his streams. Yeah, he's great. I know he's based here in the UK too. Real 737 captain. I've learned a lot from him, watching him. Got some great streams and videos on the 737. Some great X-Plane content creators out there, and just, you know, flight sim in general. Q8 pilot, Flight Deck 2 Sim, 320 Sim pilot, all great guys. Learned a lot from all of them. hit him up. I'm sure he would be helpful on your journey to ATP. Yes, that is something I might do. I don't want to bother him, you know, but yeah, he's very helpful. So I've spoken to a few pilots here in the UK. Every time I go on holiday somewhere, I'm always, you know, going into the cockpit, but mainly so I can chat to the pilots, because networking is huge, and I just want to speak to as many people in the industry as possible and get as much knowledge as I can before I go ahead and start, you know. So here in the UK we have a event which happens in London, at London Heathrow, a couple of times a year, and it's called Pilot Careers Live. So all the flight schools, airlines, anyone to do with flight training or pilots attends, and I can, well, anyone who is aspiring to be a pilot can go and talk to all the flight schools, get as much information as possible. So I've done that a few times. That's where I got all my initial information, you know, modular, integrated, what's involved. So yep, the big thing is the money. It's so expensive to go and do it, but we'll have to work that one out. I just want to start my PPL now, so sort of whilst I'm at university studying, I can hopefully get the PPL and build some hours up before I go to a flight school, because I know hour building can get very expensive. Alright, not too long to go, about 90 miles away from our top of descent. This should be an interesting approach into Madeira. Captains only, of course, in real life. One thing I need to do is to get some more GA aircraft here in X-Plane. I fly mainly IFR in X-Plane, you know, airlines, but since I'm starting my PPL, I should probably get a decent Cessna or something, maybe the Airfoil Labs or something like that, and start using that to practice. I've not done a huge amount of GA flying yet. To get rid of the GPS primary on ND, clear the message in the MCDU. Yes, thank you very much. Are you using a side stick? Yes, I am. So I'm using the VKB Gladiator side stick. The edition I've got is no longer sold, but they have got newer versions of the same side stick, which are much better than mine, and you know, I've had mine for 5 years and it's been flawless. I really like it. About £150, I think. So what's that, $170, $180, I think. But yeah, really recommend it. It feels great as well. It's really, well, it's customizable actually, so you can change on the newer versions. You can change the springs and the cam, so you can have a heavy feeling stick, a light feeling stick. Mine's currently set up to be a bit light, but it's really nice. It feels quality as well. One last question, is Mango updating the 767 sound pack? Yes, they are. So I think there's a lot of bug fixes coming, and new Rolls-Royce sounds, both internal and exterior sounds. So in my last stream with the 767, I had an early beta where we had the new Rolls-Royce sounds, but just for the interior. So yes, they are working on that, coming soon, and as soon as that drops, I will probably stream the 767 again, because I do enjoy flying that. Yep, Mango always updating their sound packs. They are really good for that. So, not too long left. Let's start putting our destination data into the MCDU. Okay, so let me get Navigraph up here. We'll get the weather from Navigraph. And I can actually bring that on screen. So I normally have Navigraph on my second monitor, but I'll bring it on screen here for you guys. So, LPMA Madeira weather. The META as of 17 minutes ago. So, QNH 1034. Oh, and it's gonna... Let me just turn always on top on. There we are. Okay. So, Madeira LPMA QNH 1034. We've done that. Winds are 010 at 13 knots. Temperature 19 degrees. And our minimums, let's look here. We'll go for 520 here. There we are. Okay, so we are all set up there. I'll get that back onto my second monitor. So are you part of Mango, and where did they/you come up with that name? I'm not part of the Mango development team. I'm just a moderator for their Discord, and also a content creator sort of partnership with them. So I'm not involved with any of the product development. I know I only recently became a moderator for them, so I'm not sure where the name Mango came from. Caleb, maybe you'd know. I just basically, when I got the 767, I bought the Mango Studio sound pack, joined their Discord, really enjoyed that sound pack, and went from there really. So then using their sound packs for the 340, the A350, the MD-11. Hence why I've got quite a lot of Mango Studio streams on my channel. Yeah, Nikki would know. Alright, so as we approach Madeira, if you guys want the link to the freeware scenery that I'm using, pretty easy to install. It came with patch files for Auto4 XP as well. So that was really nice, and I'm quite impressed by the scenery actually. If you do want the link to that, then just put exclamation ARR into the chat and it should come up. I only joined the Discord in January and started with 748 sound pack and worked my way to owning them all, but Mango has been around for a few years, I think, so not sure where the name came from. Yeah, they've been around for quite a long time. I've just not really had many payware aircraft before the Toliss and the Flight Factor and all of that, so. But yeah, they've been making some great sound packs for a while now. Yeah, Caleb, feel free to post the Discord link to Mango. Right, nearing top of descent now. What are we, 30 miles away? So I'll bring up my star chart on Navigraph. So this will be RNAV, not ILS, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I've got the sound packs. They correspond to the planes I've got because I don't have all the planes that Mango Studio sells sound packs for yet. But at least I know that when I do get those other planes, I know where to get the sound packs from. So yeah, things like the SSG, I guess. The 748. I think I've got the major sound pack aircraft now anyway. I've not got the 757 yet, but it's that similar to the 767 anyway. Oh, it's I think it's deleted the link, Calum, the Discord. You know what? I'll do it so that. Otherwise, I think Nightbot is automatically going to get rid of any link that you post. So let me do this. I'm very quickly gonna. So, right. The screen's going to change just very, very, very briefly. But ignore it. I just need to bring Discord up. And didn't want any sort of private messages also coming up, so there we go, we're back. Yeah, I just didn't want any private messages on Discord showing up, so. Yeah, it's not showing for me. Calum, it seems to be automatically deleting them. So let me put the invite link in myself. Copy link. Oh, I've been silly. I can just do it from my phone, can't I? Right. I'll post the Discord link now. There you go. That should be there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Just as we're going to hit our top of descent there, so let's take this down to about 10,000. And as soon as we get the decelerate here on the PFD, we will start our descent. Cool, yeah, thank you, Calum. Yeah, I'm not sure, I might have a setting somewhere for my stream chat that disables links from other people, I guess, so. But yeah, if you guys do want to join the Mango server, the Mango Discord server, then go ahead and join using the link in chat. Looking good. Have a look at some wing views. Not much to see out the window other than ocean, but that's fine. At least we have some great FPS. I also upped the bitrate slightly on the stream, So hopefully that's all been okay. Slightly higher quality than normal. Still trying to find that sweet spot, you know. Oh, looking good here. 121 track miles to Madeira. Looks like we're going to have 5.4 tons left. More than enough. I did a practice sector of this exact route earlier, so I could practice the approach into Madeira. Went pretty well, so we'll see how it goes this time on stream. It is, of course, probably one of the most famous approaches in the world. Plenty of videos coming from there. That, along with maybe Princess Juliana. Pretty famous approaches. And we do, of course, have a real A321 pilot with us here today, so no pressure. Hey, you can tell me what I do wrong. I'm always up for learning new things. Lovely. Are you exclusively X-Plane, or do you venture to the dark side of Microsoft Flight Sim? So before I sort of used both, mainly because of the fly-by-wire A320. But since I've got the Toliss on X-Plane, I've not really flown a huge amount of Microsoft Flight Sim other than to test some new add-ons which came out, but I would say I'm pretty much exclusively X-Plane. I do still like Microsoft Flight Sim. It's just for what I want the simulator for, which is, you know, I want as much as I can, a realistic systems, realistic flight model, and, you know, that's what I get out of X-Plane. But that's not to say Microsoft Flight Sim is bad, by no means. I think it's great for what it is. I mean, graphics are pretty good on Microsoft Flight Sim, so can't complain. But if you guys do want to see some Microsoft Flight Sim streams, then do let me know. It's definitely something we could do. I just love X-Plane. It's what I started with, my first flight sim, so yeah, something about it feels like home. Do you have the Toliss A320 Neo also? No. So the reason I got the A321 was basically for its versatility. So at the time I could only buy one Toliss aircraft just because of, you know, how expensive they are. So I thought, you know, I'll get the A321 with a Neo package, so then at least I've got the option of all 4 engines. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Yeah, default airports are just terrible. I agree. Microsoft Flight Sim is more of a game. I wouldn't fly in it to learn systems or to, you know, learn actual flying and stuff. It is more of a game, and I think they've sort of realized that with where they're headed with Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 does definitely seem to have more of a focus on games and missions and stuff, which is great. I know a lot of people enjoy that if they're not you know, maybe as serious as flying in real life or something like that. Some people, you know, just want to have fun in the sim, and that's fine. But yeah, for me, the flight model in X-Plane, the system depth in X-Plane is just amazing. And the ground handling especially. I mean, trying to taxi in Microsoft Flight Sim is horrendous. And the aircraft feels so light. I mean, you float down the runway forever. In X-Plane, if you flare too late, you will smash it down. You know, you make a mistake in X-Plane, you pay the price for it, which is what I really like. X-Plane for flight performance outclasses Microsoft Flight Sim far out. If you love to see a house use Microsoft Flight Sim, exactly, George, yeah, exactly. Both are good for their own reasons. It really just depends what you're, you know, simming for. I only use it for the Phoenix A320 and PMDG 738, but some people who solely use Microsoft Flight Sim say Phoenix is better than Toliss, and to be honest, for me, it's kind of hard to choose. I prefer Toliss, but both systems are good. I think the Phoenix is actually quite a good add-on for Microsoft Flight Sim. I think the limitations that Microsoft Flight Sim has just in general with its SDK is what limits the add-ons. I think, you know, the Phoenix, what they've achieved in Microsoft Flight Sim is great, and in terms of flight, you know, the aerodynamics and the flight model, they're limited by the actual simulator rather than the add-ons. I think what they've done, same with PMDG, they've made some great planes. So yeah, both are good. I did toy with the idea of getting the Phoenix instead of the Toliss, but I came to my senses and got the Toliss, and I don't regret it one bit. It's been amazing. Crosswind landings in XP are as real world as far as control inputs. Yeah, I mean, so I've done a bit of gliding in real life. I did some gliding lessons and stuff, and I took up the default glider in X-Plane, and I think one of the add-on or default gliders in Microsoft Flight Sim. And you know, in gliders, if you don't fly coordinated, if you're not putting that rudder in as you put your roll in, you know, you pay the price in X-Plane. You can really see that adverse yaw coming into effect. In Microsoft Flight Sim, there's none of that. And from that point forward, I realized, yeah, okay, now I've got a little bit of real life experience I can compare it to. X-Plane is just, you know, so good. I think once you fly in real life, it would be difficult to go and fly in Microsoft Flight Sim as a simulator, probably. I know a lot of real world pilots who are also content creators on for Flight Sim. Still, I mean, look at Flight Deck 2 Sim. He still flies a lot of X-Plane. So the first time I saw Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, I thought it was heading for more arcadey type, especially with the missions. Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. I think they're going for more of a game because they've realized they're not really going to compete with the sort of hardcore simmers that X-Plane is designed for. I had a 20 knot crosswind in Microsoft Flight Sim the other day. Didn't feel a thing. Yeah, you just don't feel the wind in Microsoft Flight Sim, or the weather, or the turbulence, or anything like that. Phoenix, far best for Microsoft Flight Sim. If it was on X-Plane, it'll be 1000% the best, probably. Hot start, C650 level. Yeah, I mean, the Phoenix and X-Plane would be great, but Toliss have that covered. Yeah, exactly, Dave. That's exactly how I felt. I mean, I always thought it was due to the Airbus fly-by-wire system, because I'd only flown Airbus in Microsoft Flight Sim, and I thought, oh wow, this is easy. You know, I'm never deviating from the glide slope or the localizer or anything like that, and there's no control inputs upon landing that I have to do, and you float down the runway. If you flare too late, you just keep floating. You know, aircraft feels so light, there's no weight to it. But then I tried the Toliss in X-Plane, and you know, if you're not on it with that ILS, you will drift off course. You know, as much as the Airbus does a lot for you with auto trim and stuff, the wind still makes a big impact. And even with calm winds on X-Plane, it will, you know, start to drift you off course. I mean, with the headwind, as we come into Madeira, earlier I had a bit of a headwind, and we'll see that today probably, but you know, I could see the aircraft physically flying slightly to the left, you know, because of the headwind also the crosswind from the right. I could see it because of how close I was to the terrain, and had to account for that in the RNAV approach as well. Gliding is great for you. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It helped me get those coordinated controls, get me using the rudder. You know, that was something I sort of struggled with to do in real life. Because coming from a flight sim with not having rudder pedals, I'm not used to trying to keep coordinated flight, coordinated controls. So that's something I had to learn, and I will have to learn with my PPL. Yeah, exactly. Once you fly the real plane, fly X-plane. Yeah. Yeah, Caleb, absolutely, yeah. Exactly, you have to be on the ball. X-plane, especially when I'm flying something like 737 or something which has, you know, no fly-by-wire system, that is actually difficult. You know, staying in the ILS, especially in windy conditions, it, you know, it puts up a challenge. It's challenging, and that's what I really like. I like the challenge, and Microsoft Flight Sim just didn't give that challenge. Have you started your PPL? Kind of, yes. So I'm still very early stages of my PPL. You're talking 1, 2, 3 hours, I think. But I'll be doing more next year, yeah. Very excited for that, and hopefully should be able to bring some PPL content to the channel. So, yeah, exciting stuff. Can't wait to start flying more in real life. It'll only be little, you know, Cessna 152s, PA-28s, but that's fine. GA flying is great. But with the density of airspace we have here in the UK, definitely got to be on your toes if you're flying VFR here in the UK. Got to be careful you don't enter restricted airspaces and stuff, you know. I do love a good challenge in landing. One of the reasons I got the rudder pedals was to do more windy landings and try crabbing. Yeah, that's exactly why I set up these sim racing pedals. Let's set this to 5,000 now and continue our descent. Have you gotten sick or felt nauseous yet? No, not yet. So when I was a bit younger, I did a lot of flying with air cadets. We got taken up in Grob tutors and did a bit of hands-on flying there. That was the first sort of hands-on flying I ever did. Did some aerobatics with the instructor, so that was brilliant. So yeah, no, I seem to be okay so far when flying. Yeah, keeping coordinated controls is definitely quite difficult when you first start, but once you get used to it, it's really great flying. 10k sterile flight deck. Shh, don't mess this up. Yep. I hope the standing goes well. We'll get some nice replays out of it as well. Yeah, gliding is very fun. I did, when I did gliding, we did winch launches. Well, the first time you do a winch launch, that is some serious acceleration right there. Definitely want to do some more gliding, that's for sure. Also just soaring around in an almost silent cockpit. It's very different. Very different. Very beautiful as well. Especially when it's a little bit towards sunset. Flying is coming from your butt, yeah. I done a winch launch and I felt everything. Yeah, the first time you do a winch launch, it's surprising, the acceleration. It really is. Right, let's get my charts back up here. Just check we're doing good on profile. which I think we are. Looking good. Platform altitude is 2,000 foot, so we'll set this to 2,000. Whilst we're here, let's also set QNH, which was, that might not be up to date, so let's get updated weather info. There we are. I love this printer. It's really, really nice. Again, just adds to the immersion. It really does. There we are. So QNH is 1034. Looks a little bit cloudy here. Let's just go to Navigraph. Let's see. So we have, so if I go to weather, I've got scattered clouds at 1,500, broken clouds at 3,000. Okay, that's fine. When the winch dropped, you dropped like a few feet or so. It felt like I dropped a bit grey, yeah. When it drops, you definitely feel it. But you'll feel it more when it doesn't disconnect and it starts pulling you back down towards the ground. That's the first time that happens. That's a scary feeling. Yeah, the approach in a glider is quite steep. Yeah, as soon as you pull those the air brakes out, you really do drop. There, you get the feeling what is going on. Not kidding here. Yeah. There's 6,000 foot. Did you get your ATIS work before this update? I was struggling to get my ATIS info in the last update. So I've got the meta. I'm not sure whether the ATIS will work. It will work. It's not available. Presumably that's because there's no one online on VATSIM probably. I'm not on VATSIM right now, so yeah, I don't really use the ATIS function. I just normally use the meta function. Beautiful clouds from Visual XP, and there's Madeira. Water from Visual XP as well. Just makes such a big difference. But anyway, let's focus up. Looks like we're okay on profile. By Mike Alpha 5 to 6, we want to be at 2,000 foot, so we should be okay here, I think. I do want to start slowing down. Actually, what are we at? Let's slow down to 180 now. And we'll get flaps 1 out as well as we slow down. As we take a look at Madeira, that's all custom mesh, by the way. Looks really nice, and you can see, so default Madeira doesn't have these pillars and stuff. Obviously the runway extension. But yeah, with this add-on and the custom mesh, we've got all that. So we'll show that more when we land. Yeah, should be exciting. Right, let's get flaps 1 out and start slowing down. We'll go 180 and then probably something like 160. We've got the speed brakes out a little bit. Looking all good up here. Soft landing, thank you very much. Have a nice approach, thank you. Should be interesting for sure. Should have the RNAV approach come up shortly. I'm rocking everything default. Honestly, default is pretty good. So it might be a little bit high here, but we are slowing down nicely. There's the decel. Just a second. There it is. We've got the RNAV now. So we'll continue our descent to 2,000 and we'll level off there. Or is it gonna follow? Actually, let's activate the approach and we'll follow the RNAV now. And we'll drop it down to 160 as well. We'll stow the speed brakes. We'll go flaps 2. We'll check. V approach is 144. Okay, so we're looking good here. Get a lovely wing view there. We're following the star nav in, very nice. 160. Looking good. And let's drop the gear and we'll go flaps 3. Okay, let's slow down.
2,500.
And in just a second we'll go manual. You caught up, Caleb. Lovely stuff. Have a good landing. Okay, we'll go flaps full now. Maybe a little bit early on the flaps, but that's fine. We'll disconnect. And we'll follow the flight directors.
2,000.
We also need to arm the spoilers. And tell the cabin. Okay. And this scenery does come with the approach guidance lighting as well. Not tested actually, we'll show that off after landing, see if they're there for the night time. Okay, we're looking good. We do have that crosswind from the right at the moment, which will turn into a headwind as we turn. Happy landings, thank you, George. See there, you can see like the wind pushing me to the left into the terrain almost. If I level out here, you can see how I'm drifting to the left. It's very subtle, but you can definitely feel it, and it gives that impression of, you know, the wind really being there.
1,000.
So, gotta be mindful of that wind pushing us towards the terrain. But we are looking good here. Looks like we're a bit low. Okay, we'll start our turn now. I found that the RNAV brought me in a little bit low on my test sector, so I'm going to use the PAPIs from now. Continue that turn. Bit high.
500. Minimum. 400.
Here we are. Still a bit high. Correct.
300.
We're okay on the center line. There we are.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Come on. Bit of a floater. Right. Fly the nose wheel down. Get on the brakes. There we are. Welcome to Madeira. That wasn't too bad. We were a bit high on approach there, but absolutely can't complain about that into Madeira. And see, as soon as we touched down, my auto brakes. Oh, we didn't enable auto brakes actually. We did not arm our auto brakes. But either way, they would have been instantly disarmed because of the way I've got my pedals set up. But that wasn't too bad, I think. We made it down safely. And landing lights can go off. Nose light to taxi, strobe light off. Transponder can go back to standby. Weather radar can go off. As we taxi in here, look at these F4 Phantoms. Lovely. -235, very good for me. Nice one. Looks like we did similar. What was my landing rate? -200 and something. Right, slow down a little bit here. We'll go flaps up. Disarm the speed brakes. And we'll turn the nose light and taxi light off now so we don't blind the ground crew. And then once we park up, we will take a look at the replays of the landing, and we'll take a quick look at this add-on airport as well. So we'll go into the next parking stand here. There we are. Yeah, we did get a little bit high, but I think we corrected all okay. You all said -268. Ah, you beat me on the landing rate then. Haha. Get lined up on the taxi line here. Be nice to have some marshals, but that's fine. Nope, a bit further. Right, just to see where I need to park. Well, let's start the APU. Actually, I forgot that. Okay, we'll stop there. The next one. Okay, parking brake set. Get the APU started. I should have done that earlier. Yeah, we floated it a little bit as well. Okay, so wing light can go off. And let's let the APU start up. In the meantime, we'll take a quick look at this scenery. So we've got the runway extension here, of course, as part of the scenery and the custom mesh. I think all of this is part of the custom mesh as well. And then we have the main airport. By default, the mesh sort of starts to slope off around here, which doesn't look very good. But yeah, they've sorted the mesh out. It looks really nice. Can't complain at all. I think the building might be custom. I'm not sure. The textures definitely are default, but they have done it really nicely. And yeah, you'll be able to see the custom mesh right over here. Look at that. Looks pretty good for X-Plane, huh? So, alright, now our APU will be started. We'll turn the bleed on. Get those engines shut down. There we are. Alright, so we'll go for a very quick shutdown procedure here. I'll turn the transponder off. We can unlock the door. And let's just get all the lights off. Seatbelt signs off. And yeah, this is by no means the actual procedure, but we're just gonna be a little bit quick here. And yeah, okay, we'll just go APU off. Bat off, and there's your shutdown. Let's get rid of traffic global now and take a look at some of the replays. So we'll go replay mode. I do actually need to. Where is it? Sim Toolkit Pro. Let's finish the flight here. Alright, there we are. Get rid of that now. Alright, let's take a look at this replay. About there. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Fast forward a little bit. Right, let's Get the camera set up here as if we were a plane spotting or something. Very quickly, we'll take a look at this beautiful approach into Madeira. So let's get set up on this road here, maybe. A bit of a floater, so we'll go down over here. There we are. Right, okay. Yeah, there's the replay. We'll get sound as the aircraft comes closer. There it is. Take a look at this approach. Decent, not too bad. Flared a bit early. Very early, in fact. Floaty, floaty, floaty. Still legal, that's fine, within the touchdown zone. Not too bad. Take a look at it again. Love having a replay and X-plane. Check out all the landings. Yeah, we flared early. Very early. Nice D-crab though. Oh, a little bit hard maybe. Not too bad for Madeira. And let's go for a few more angles. So this is ortho and sim heaven, and then the custom meshes with the scenery. Decent. And hey, let's go for one more. And then we'll take a look at the scenery as well. There it is. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the scenery. It is, of course, freeware. The main difference is that it includes the custom mesh and patch files for ortho. Which is amazing, so I had to generate my orthos again. But with the patch files, it's super easy. If anyone needs help doing that, then do let me know in my Discord. Link in the description for the Discord channel. I'm more than happy to help with any issues. But yeah, this really does enhance Madeira. You know, having the bridge, as it were, the mesh, you know, this cliff on the side. And the big difference, of course, is, you know, by default, X-plane doesn't know that this is like an extension and therefore doesn't know that it's pillars, so it just sort of puts a blanket of mesh over here. But having these pillars and, you know, where you can tell that the runway has been extended, looks really, really nice. One thing I am curious about is, let's go to nighttime. Is we were meant to have, it does have the approach, look at that. It does have the guidance. I don't know what you call these lights in real life. I guess approach lighting, but it does. That's included with the scenery. That's really nice. In all honesty, I didn't know that you would have a night landings here, but hey, if you wanted to do a night-time approach into Madeira, this scenery is super helpful. Let's go over here. Night lighting is obviously enhanced by Visual XP as well. We can have a quick showcase of that. Look at that. for free, the scenery is pretty nice, you know. Can't complain. Got this guidance lighting. Assuming that's what you call it, or approach lighting. Kind of like Kaitak, I guess. But yeah, that looks really nice. Really, really nice. Got nice airport lighting over there. If we go to Visual XP and we'll turn off night lighting enhancement, and you can see just what Visual XP is capable of. So look at that difference. That's default X-plane. That's Visual XP lighting. That is actually oh, and we didn't need to enable the fog. If we go back to the aircraft, just check this out. This is something I discovered today. Okay. It does have a bit of a hit on FPS. So let's do this. Okay. Default X-plane night lighting. Well, this is default X-plane night lighting. This is Visual XP enhanced. And then we have the fog spotlights. Look at that. It's a little bit bright, but does that not look amazing? It does kill FPS a little bit though. I had it on in Heathrow earlier and the FPS was fine, but I guess here there's more, so. But yeah, that fog volumetric lighting looks really, really nice. For sure. We'll turn it off for now. We want our FPS back. But yeah, that's Visual XP. Great piece of, great add-on even. Review coming out very soon on that. Yeah, wow, for sure. Does look good. And as well, hang on, if I do this. Let me get the ground power here. Just to get some lights on the aircraft, because I want to show you what the landing lights can do. So if we do this. Okay. So if I now turn on the landing lights. There's the landing lights. Okay, and then we turn the volumetric fog on. It's a bit difficult to see here, but when I tried it in Heathrow with the default Cessna, it would give this like fog effect to the landing lights as well. Oh, we didn't turn it on, that's why. There we are. Look at that. Looks really realistic, but yeah, it does have quite a hit on FPS. Either way, if you have the option, if you have the hardware to do it, then by all means you can do that. We'll power off the aircraft here. So yeah, that's it for this stream. I really enjoyed that stream. What an approach as well here into Madeira. Had some great conversations with you guys, so thank you very much for being here. The Chill, thank you for your stream. Yeah, no worries, man. It's lovely to have all of you guys here. Last stream of the year, unfortunately, but we'll be back in 2024. Maybe the 2nd or the 3rd of January, something like that, but you'll see the post anyway if you're subscribed, so that's fine. There's a really cool visual fix that does volumetric fog too. Yeah, I know there's a way to edit the settings in X-Plane to enable it, because I think it's like a beta feature within X-Plane. But yeah, it does eat FPS. So, in fact, X-Plane released a screenshot today with their volumetric lighting coming in 12.1, I believe it was. So yeah, it's really, really nice. Nice to have the feature if you can run it. So anyway, yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for being here. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Happy holidays to all you guys. And oh yeah, it feels weird saying 2024, doesn't it? I mean, to me 4 years ago is like 2015, but nope, 4 years ago is going to be 2020 soon. That's so weird to think about. Very heavy beta with the next bit. Yeah, that's for sure. So you guys all have a brilliant Christmas and a happy new year. We'll see you in 2024. Yeah, see you in the next one, guys.